The oven's preheated. I'm Mario. That's my Croatian co-host, Franco, a.k.a. Papa Fazul.
Papa.
We're the Oven Podcast. Follow us on all socials. Keep sharing the show and spank that subscribe button. Where are we tonight? Tonight, we're at American Whiskey in Midtown Manhattan.
Oh man, it feels so good to be home, doesn't it? This is one of our favorite spots in New York City. It's an unbelievable bourbon and burger bar, Southern style, right here, right next to Penn Station. One of my favorite stops to come before and after a game at MSG. And even anytime I come into the city, this is one of the spots that we make sure we come to at least get a good drink. Some of the greatest drinks. This is one of my all-time favorite
Espresso martinis.
I had a couple too many already.
Franco's hammered. And it's a quick walk from MSG. Great pregame spot before a concert, Ranger game, Knick game, primetime location, great bartenders, great service. Tonight, we're sitting down with entrepreneur, trainer, and 3-time champion of the challenge, Kenny Santucci.
Keep it cooking in the oven. The oven. Yep. The oven. The oven. The oven. Yep. The oven. The oven. Smells good. The oven. Yep.
Kenny, thanks for coming.
Are we
man.
on? Boys, thanks for having me.
No, dude, seriously.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, but it's so convenient. You guys are right in the heart of everything I do. I mean, my jiu-jitsu gym's right across the street. My gym's down the block. I was just right here at a meeting at Final Round today.
Oh, I thought you were going to say AA because you have 3
No.
alcohol
I went
drinks
from
in front
telling
of you.
him that I don't drink to having fucking 4 drinks in them.
Literally, we walked in, I was like, you want something to drink? He's like, no, I don't drink.
So what do you got over here? What's that pretty drink called?
I don't know. This was yours. Because you were on Grindr last night. And you were like, I saw this guy drinking a sweet cocktail. I felt like ordering the same thing.
So that's the Bonded by Blood. You got a little Jack Daniels in there, aperitivo, orange,
Yeah, there's definitely
lime,
a ton of shit in there.
ginger, cinnamon, a couple words I can't pronounce. I got the Strike Me
sure.
Dead, a little rye, a little vanilla peppercorn, some pecan bitters. It's really
That's
good.
a serious drink.
This is really good, too. This was the Remember Me?
You got to remember me. That is Casadores Blanco, Ancho Verde, lime, hibiscus, lemongrass syrup. That sounds really good.
Yeah, it's very, very refreshing.
Yeah.
You guys want to try it?
Yeah, I do.
That's his 5th drink now.
That's the best one.
Right?
But it's got
With
that.
some good stuff.
It's like it tastes like a mezcal or something. It's got that fucking
Yeah, it's got
kick
a
in the
little,
back.
a little bit at the end. So I mean, I know you said you don't really drink that much anymore.
No,
is it because
I
of like
drank
fitness?
a lot.
Yeah.
And as soon as I took alcohol out of my daily, routine, I felt a whole lot better. So, I mean, I haven't given up completely, but I do it very minimal. Maybe once a month, maybe.
That was in my questions for you. I was going to ask you about alcohol, and if you thought that someone's capable of reaching their peak, physical abilities if they are indulging in alcohol socially.
Listen, it's a case-by-case basis. Some of the best athletes that have ever lived were drunks and drug addicts and everything in between, and they have the worst diets in the world. It does, if you're the average person and you're trying to reach that peak physical performance, then you need to cut all the shit out of your diet, right? It's like putting dirt in the engine of a car. It's not going to run as smooth, and it's going to clog everything up.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure you put clean fuel in there. There's a difference. Think of your body like a car. Whatever you're putting in, that's what's going to come out.
Yeah.
So the cleaner the fuel, the better you perform. But there's some people who could manage it, and some people who could do it a lot better than most things. I've watched. Like we were talking about the receiver show, the quarterback show. I remember watching a show on Theo.
Yeah, Theo.
A while back, and he was like, I eat McDonald's in the morning and at lunch and everything. And I'm like, dude, I don't even look at McDonald's as food. I couldn't even tell you the last time I've been in a McDonald's. But this guy performed at the highest fucking level for a long time, eating the worst possible fucking food.
Eating McDonald's.
So it's a case-by-case basis. Do I recommend it to people? No. But if you can get away with it and you're still if you're a fucking TO and you can do it, do it.
Yeah,
Right.
T.O.
Absolutely.
Ocho Cinco is the same way.
I was just about to say.
Ocho Cinco did like a McDonald's diet.
Yeah.
And that's who it was. It was Ocho Cinco.
Well, Ocho Cinco and T.O., they're the same people.
That's what I thought.
The way they eat, they're the same person. Right. It's unbelievable. They were on a show together. And
They
were
just
talking
eat like shit,
which is nuts to me.
And they were both shredded.
shredded.
Yeah.
Like
Crazy.
I'm 32. I haven't seen my abs once in my life, and these guys are crushing. So on the receiver show, Justin Jefferson, you see all the candy.
Yeah. All these guys.
This guy has a cabinet just for candy. He's like, well, this you can't miss your Twix, and he comes and says, you can't miss the sour skills.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that was me, I would be a XXX
Well,
shirt.
you know, dude, listen, I'll tell you what. I have a buddy of mine who's a trainer here in the city, and he's in phenomenal shape. And this guy's got a fucking horrible diet. I mean, call it what it is. You got that black gene, right? Some guys, I know some fat black guys, but I know a lot of fucking shredded guys who have shit diets who look great.
For sure,
And
man.
I've seen a friend of mine I used to do the challenge with. The guy would eat fucking Oreos at night in bed, like a sleeve of Oreos. I'm like, dude, if I did that, I'd be 400 fucking pounds.
Yeah, and
I have a fat white trash body. I was meant to be a fat white trash kid.
So do I, man. When you put it that way.
So do you buy the hype of like this push for like electrolyte drinks and like salt drinks and hydration right now? Do you buy that?
Listen, I think it's overplayed. I think when people are like, oh, I need electrolytes. If you're eating the regular American diet, you don't need more salt. There's so much fucking salt in everything, right?
Everything.
They pour salt. If you're going out to eat, chances are they fucking drown the thing in salt just to preserve it longer.
Right.
So, do you need more electrolytes? I don't know. I mean, listen, again, it's a case by case basis. There are some people. I've always gotten away with. I could go outside on a 90-degree day, run for fucking 10 miles and not have a sip of water and be fine. I know,
Really?
yeah. Me and my family used to do this. It was called the River to Sea Run. So it's a 90-mile run from Pennsylvania to the Jersey Shore.
90 miles?
90 miles, yeah, but you split up. Like, you do
Split up.
yeah,
90 miles.
I would do like on a day probably 26, maybe 30 miles of it. But like I'll do like 5 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, another 10 at night, whatever it may be. So we'd chop it up among 6 people. And each leg is different. Like you always have to transition at different legs. I would always get the longer leg because I was just good at it. My cousin did it one year with us. He was actually a really good runner.
Okay.
It was a really fucking hot day. She crapped out right away.
Wow.
Dehydrated. And she, fueled up and everything. Like, you never know.
For sure.
They even say sometimes nerves contribute to dehydration
For
too.
sure. For sure, yeah.
Definitely.
Like-
It's all up here, man.
100%.
And I feel like you preach that heavy too.
Yeah.
Like
I've done
your big
Ironmans.
mental strength performs every strength like across your whole body.
They've done so many tests on the placebo effect of even people taking salt pills and shit or water pills that do absolutely nothing really, and telling people, oh, this will do this or this will do that. And you could actually trick your mind into being better or being worse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yep.
people talk themselves into sickness. They're like worried and anxious and anxiety.
That's this guy right here.
Yeah. Or you could be like, I'm going to be fine. Everything's cool. I'm going to
Yep.
be fine.
Well, that's like the smile effect.
Yeah.
If you fake a smile, you can actually chemically boost your mood.
Yes.
If you fake a smile, it can then make you happier.
I'll tell you what, there's that, I forget her name, but she's got that book. She got wildly popular and super famous off this 5 breath idea, right? This inhale, exhale for 5 seconds, and you can actually calm down your nervous system. And it's what box breathing is. It's the Wim Hof shit.
Yep.
It's the XPT labs. It's all this shit is the same thing. You could down-regulate your heart rate just by breathing. And that's what a lot of people do. When you get nervous, you start hyperventilating, You get in cold water, you start to hyperventilate. That's why the fucking cold plunge is such a big deal. All it's doing is teaching you how to down-regulate your heart rate and relax. If you get into a fight, if you're used, the only difference between a guy, there's a lot of differences, but somebody who's a seasoned vet in a cage fight or a boxing match or whatever, is just used to being in there, they're calm, they're relaxed. Right? You see some of these guys like Stylebender or some of these guys who are just they're relaxed, they got their hands down and they don't give a shit. Versus the guy who's been in there a son, he's tight and
they're settled.
yeah,
They're comfy.
you're not comfortable. So every movement you make is you're over exhausting your central nervous system.
Absolutely.
So
So you brought up cold plunge.
yeah.
Cold plunges and saunas. Fads or you buy it?
It's been around forever. I played high school football and wrestled and stuff. And we were doing it back then. And then I was dating myself. There was 96, 97, 98. And we were doing it then. We jumped in the cold plunge, but it wasn't like, hey, relax, breathe. It's like, shut the fuck up, get in the cold plunge and deal with it.
Yep.
Because it's going to cut down on inflammation.
Yep.
That's why we did it. It was like a minute at a time or whatever. Fast forward, I started doing CrossFit 2009, 2010, 2011. I was lucky enough to work with a bunch of these guys who were Russian weightlifters. The Russians have been, and Bulgarians and fucking Turks. These guys do it all the time. It's part of their culture. Massage, cold plunge, sauna. I mean, it's a big part of everything they do. So getting to hang out with these guys and work out with these guys, they would do it all the time. So we'd go down to the Russian bathhouse 10 years ago.
Okay.
Go do all this shit. In the last 5 years, everybody's like sauna, cold plunge, sauna, cold plunge.
Yep.
And now there's all this research about it. Andrew Huberman, Andy Galpin, all these talking heads on social media. These guys have been part of the fitness wellness circle for a long time. It's only in the last 5 years that they get this, they look at themselves like fucking celebrities basically because people treat them that way because they're the leading researchers on the shit. But nobody gave a fuck before COVID. Now everybody's trying to optimize.
That's what it is, man.
Now everybody's trying to optimize what they're doing. Now every fucking broad with good tits and a great ass is a fucking expert on fitness and wellness, right? And every guy who like happens to be in decent shape or starts taking TRT or fucking CJC or whatever they're taking is now a fucking expert. So it's
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all this shit's been around. We've all, if you were in the wellness circle, you knew about it. It's only now that your mom's like, oh, should I do a cold plunge? It's like, now it's no longer fucking cool. Like when my mom's like, I asked my doctor if I could do a cold plunge. I was like, well, that's not fucking cool anymore. I was like, no. When a 73-year-old who's so out of touch with everything, my mother takes pictures like this.
Like it's the typical, it's the old part, they get your face from here, your nose up.
If you look on my mother's Instagram, it's like the worst selection of pictures you could possibly imagine.
I want to shout out Aunt Kathy, but she's gonna watch this. My aunt, dude.
Aunt Kathy's probably got the same fucking Instagram.
My aunt, she's laughing. My sister's laughing with my aunt, bro. I'm telling you, she takes pictures. She'll put up for like for our birthdays. She's not even in the picture.
Yeah.
And it's like my waist, like from my belly button up to my chin. I'm like, Kathy, you missed the whole picture.
The carousels throw the old people off. They don't know how to navigate that.
My mother will be like, how do I get to this? I go, it's in the link tree. She's like, where is that? Like,
What tree?
There's a tree here.
she went outside, was looking up.
So you brought up the social media gurus. I had one name in my notes and I wanted to get your take on it.
Yeah.
Gary Brecka. How do you feel about Gary
Listen,
Brecka?
Gary Brecka's a fucking asshole. That guy cost me fucking 20 grand already.
How?
Because he doesn't shut the fuck up about this bullshit about Celsius. He finds one avenue, and I got a guy who's coming to Strong New York who literally is on Gary Brecka's fucking heels. He literally debunks everything he says.
I love that.
Yeah. Joey Munoz, Dr. Joey Munoz. Great dude, hysterical, knows his shit, very smart kid, and he literally rips apart fucking Gary Brecka. Gary Brecka's talking about all this cyanide and fucking Celsius. Let me tell you something.
Oh, the cyanocobalamin.
Yeah. And he's like, it's enough to kill fucking 8 people or whatever bullshit he was saying. Literally, he'll explain it way better, but I got him coming because Celsius is one of my partners. Every brand that I work with and every brand that's going to be at Strong are brands that I use and I reach out to them.
Good.
It's not like, oh, I need this brand.
Yeah, it's not a free-for-all.
Yeah. Like I went out
You truly believe in it.
I went out to fucking Salt Lake City last week. 2 days early, I had to do this event in Wyoming. And I went to meet with the guys from Bucked Up because I like what they're doing. I like who they are. I like their products. And I'm like, I want to work with you guys.
Yeah.
How the fuck do I get this to happen? Same with Celsius. I was like, I'm buying the shit. I'm selling it in my gym. I like it. I don't give a fuck when anybody says, we're all doing something that's going to kill us eventually, right?
Thank you.
Whether you're smoking, you're drinking, you're fucking, you're working out too much, you're living in the city, something about what you're doing will eventually be the thing that kills you. It's inevitable. I don't find me somebody who's doing everything right, I'll tell you what's going to kill them. If old age and fucking a car doesn't get them before they, but like you're going to do something. Yes, you want to minimize risk, but like in the morning, I have long days. There's no way. Everybody's like, you should take a break. I go, yeah, that's easy for somebody to fucking say when they don't have to pay my fucking bills. I have $50,000 worth of overhead between fucking 2 gyms and an event and employees. What the fuck? What do you mean take a break? I can't take a break. I got too much shit to pay for. I go, when this train stops, the money stops.
Yeah.
So the train's got to keep fucking going, and I ain't got time to sit and drink drinks like this on a fucking beach in the Bahamas. I don't. So
Not
for
yet.
me,
Not yet.
not yet. But hopefully I'll get there. But for me, my morning starts at 5 a.m. I'll be up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. I'll get to the gym by 5:30, and I'll work all fucking day. So it's like, if I need a kick in the dick, it's gonna come in the form of a Celsius. I take this stuff Thesis, which I love. It's a nootropic.
What's it
I
called?
love Thesis.
Thesis?
Yeah, it's a nootropic. So it doesn't affect your digestive system. It's a brain stimulant. So I'll fuck with that. I take this keto drink that I love, Kinetic. I take that. So
That has the MCT in it.
no, it's just ketones.
Okay.
It's like a ketone drink. So for me, it's like I don't eat till like 12, 1 o'clock, and not out of like, oh, I'm trying to fast or anything.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
not hungry. I eat when I'm hungry, and I think that's what more people need to do.
That's it.
I'm Italian. I've always been a fat fuck. We celebrate around eating. I was just down the shore with my family. It's like, we get up, what are we eating? We're done eating, where are we gonna eat next?
Yeah, exactly.
What's for lunch? What's for dinner? We should go get ice cream
Did you
after
pack the
this.
bag?
I must have had I was there for about 12 hours with my family just to kind of spend some time with them. I ate 7 times in a 12-hour span, and we only talked about food and more food. So
And it's crazy, like you're always hungry when you're with like your Italian family.
Exactly.
You
yes.
can always eat.
Or when you're watching The Sopranos, that show always makes me hungry.
So I have 8 nieces and nephews. It's my mother, my brother-in-law's mother, my brother's 4 kids, my sister-in-law, my sister, her husband. It's like, I'm here for a little time, not a long time. I'm like, let me take care of every meal. It's like $800 here, $1,200 there. And I'm like, we're eating at like fried food spots on the Jersey Shore. It's not even good food.
So those are your nieces and nephews, you said?
Yeah, yeah.
I was actually going to bring this up. This drove me crazy the other day. So I saw your clip, and
Yeah.
it made me think of what happened to me the other day. I am 5 minutes from my sister's house.
Yeah.
I say, I am going to be there in 5 minutes. Oh, well, I'm putting Santino to bed. I'm going to be there in 5 minutes. I only see the kids so often.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the only joy I have in my day is those kids. Keep that kid up. I'm seeing him when I get there.
This is therapy, by the way.
So, dude, I'm telling you, the best. You know who the best kids are? Your nieces and nephews. Because if they were my fucking kids, I'd go nuts. When they start crying, shitting their pants and stuff, I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. Back to the city I go. Yeah. Because I don't have to wipe ass. The other day, my niece, well, she's too young to watch it. She's 5. And I went to the bathroom after, and we have this beach house. It's got like 5, 6 bedrooms, right? I go in the bathroom, I go, who the fuck shit all over the toilet? Like all over it. Like the seat was covered in shit. And she starts laughing, and I go, and I'm calling my sister, I go, Mary, you gotta clean this the fuck up. This is horrible. It looks like a homeless guy came in here.
I'm not touching it.
And she was so proud of that too.
Yeah, she was like laughing about it. I was like, her ass is probably so dirty. I was like, this is gross. This is why, like, could you imagine doing with that all the one of them threw up on the car ride down the shore. I'm like, who the fuck wants to live like that? I love kids, but like, to deal with that shit night and day is horrible.
Shit and throw up. What a segue to the entrees. All right, so fuck Franco. He didn't tell me I didn't have my hat on for the whole first segment.
I thought you wanted to show off the.
I like to hide the receding hairline when I'm sitting on the side.
I thought your hair looked good.
Thank
too.
you.
I
Me too.
told you it looked like shit.
He's got the natural waves to it. He's like part
Ken-
Colombian.
Kenny's almost done with his entree. He's got the shrimp steak, the cauliflower, the French fries. I got the Nashville hot chicken sandwich.
I don't mean to cut you off, but usually like when we have people on, like I hit them up in my head, what do you guys want to eat? You know, they usually do like 3 courses. You know, appetizer, main, dessert. Little Mo did like 17 courses, and Kenny just said, like, I'll just take a steak.
Well, that's why Little Mo lives the way he does.
What'd you get over there, Frank?
I went with the burger. I'm sticking to my roots. I'm sticking with the burger. It was either that or the grilled cheese. You know.
I said that fucking burger looks great. I might have to come back here for a burger.
So are you? You going for the steak? Are you on like a different kind of diet right now,
I try to stay with like, if you can't grow it or kill it, don't eat it.
I like that. It's a good place to start.
Yeah,
Really?
I think most people should start to adopt that little, because even today, some guy hits me up and he's like, hey man, I want to get in great shape. You know, what should I do? You got a good nutritionist for me. I was like, well, I have a nutrition certification, a couple of years. I, been doing this 10, 15 years now. And I said, I can help you. I go, I already know what your problem is. He's like, what? I said, you like to fucking party. He's like, how do you know? I with all your pictures, you're fucking around. Drinking and partying. He's like, yeah, well, I can't give that up. I go, then don't expect to look good. Right?
How much do you hate that question? It's like how can you help me get in shape? It's like, bro, you gotta help yourself.
Yeah. Not even that I hate the question. It's a stupid fucking shit that comes after it. That people don't realize sounds, when you understand, sounds so ridiculous. I have countless clients who have bought into what I tell them, who have seen results, and they love it, and it becomes a lifestyle. And I go, but you can't do it all at once. You can't be like, oh, I've never been to the gym before. I'm gonna go for 3 hours today, get everything in, and then I'll be good for the week. It doesn't work like that. You have to dose it out, and you have to make it a lifestyle. But I didn't make this a lifestyle. It took me till 40 years old. I started when I was 13, 14 years old working out in the gym. And every decade, I've just tightened shit up a little bit more.
Yep.
In my 20s, I did a ton of lifting and running and doing all that shit, CrossFit and doing the challenge stuff. In my 30s, I took it to the next level. In my 40s now, I'm doing like jiu-jitsu, I'm tightening up my diet. It's a lifelong process.
For sure, man. Your body, you're always working on your body. You're always working on your body, you're always working on your house. Like the two things.
Oh, fuck a house. I hear nightmares about that shit. I live in the city, so I don't have to a buddy of mine, I was talking to yesterday, 2 days ago, and buy the house. Even if you pay the fucking thing off, to live in a good neighborhood, the taxes in the tri-state area are absolutely insane.
Ridiculous.
Actually, you know who Dr. Mike is?
No.
He's pretty big. He's on the doctor show. I was bullshitting with him last night. We went to this comedy show, and he bought a house up in Nyack. And he said for every $1 million in Westchester, that area of New York, you're paying $35,000 in taxes per $1 million. So if you got a $2 million home, you're at like 60, 70 fucking thousand.
Off the
just
bat.
in taxes.
Yeah,
just in
taxes.
taxes.
Yeah, just,
that's if the house is paid off.
Yeah, you haven't even moved in yet.
Yeah. Now the mortgage on a fucking $2 million home, $3 million home is,
it's insane.
7, 8 grand,
Yeah.
10 grand a month. Depending on what you put down.
Yeah. I guess if you have if you have that $2 million house, like you have to have enough to.
But then not including
dude,
the
most
upkeep
people
of the house.
Yes.
When you have a $2 million house, the upkeep for your pool, for your landscaping, for the air conditioner, all the appliances that crap out during the year, the cleaning lady.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
How old are your parents?
My parents are 57.
Their parents are young. My father bought a house. Him and my mother got married in 1978. They bought a house in 1979. 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom house for $60,000. In the 1970s, I think my dad was making 20, 30 grand. He was a cop in Jersey. You could live and sustain that lifestyle on a regular blue-collar job. You need to be a fucking astronaut now.
Yep.
To afford to live like that way. Now, you want a 4-bedroom house in the tri-state area, you're looking north of 700,000, 800,000, right?
Yep.
On the island, I'm sure.
Island's nuts, man.
It's
the island's just as crazy.
These little houses in Levittown go over $800,000.
Yeah.
And you got to fix it the fuck up.
And Levittown's a prime example. All these first-time home buyers coming in. We have a house. My family bought our house 30 years ago now, and it was for I want to say 110, 120, like nothing.
Now what's worth?
Bro, the house diagonal from us, mine is just went up for 850.
That's what's crazy.
I'm looking at my mom like, sell the fucking thing. Sell it, get the fuck out.
I fight with my mother all the time about it. I'm like, I'm gonna sell this house out from underneath it. Because she's got that fucking house we grew up in, and during COVID, people were knocked on her door. You're like, I'll buy the house. I'm like, sell the fucking
Cash
thing.
right
My
now.
old man died in 2019.
I'm sorry.
And I go, you're here by yourself. Sell the fucking house. I'll get you an apartment. You'll make $800,000 on this fucking thing.
So what are you holding on to it for?
Yeah, what the fuck? She thinks she's like some aristocrat. She's like, I can't live in an apartment. I go, I do. What the fuck? With the hands on the hands. Yeah, and I go, I make more money than you do. What the fuck? It's like, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, my dream was always like, all right, I'm going to buy a house on the Jersey Shore. 2018, 2019, when my dad first got sick, I was looking at houses all along the Jersey Shore. Like, even fixer-uppers on the water were like 500, 600,000. That same house is 2 million, 3 million.
And they're all raised now?
You can't fucking touch this shit.
It's crazy, man.
Can't touch it.
Insane.
You know?
Imagine spending
I can't.
Imagine spending $850 on a house and you're next to some white trash like Franco.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Dude, when you think of, like, I'll tell you what, like, there's definitely situations that you see like that. Like, you get these people who are, you know, they look like they sleep with their sisters and shit.
Oh, bro. I mean, my neighbors don't watch the show. My neighbor to my right, fuck that guy. I mean, it's, you know, it's typical Levittown, though.
Love trash.
Yep.
Well,
So I want to bring it back just to the beginning, man. I want to just, what was the journey like? You know, after the challenge, you know, it's been what, 12 years since you've been on the challenge, something like that. So after the challenge,
It's been a minute.
Yeah. You know, so you know, you have so many things that you're doing. We were talking about it, you know, before we sat down. It's like I don't understand how you find time to even do something like this.
I don't have much of a social life. My social life comes in the form of me working out.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to hang out with me or something, like, yeah, come to the gym, come hang out here.
So does that mean, are you currently single?
Yeah.
You wouldn't date someone who doesn't work out?
Absolutely not. We
too.
would just be on totally different pages. If I met somebody and I'd be like, what the fuck do you do with your time?
all day.
Like,
What do you do all day?
What do you do? Like, literally, what I tell people in my warped mind, I guess, I'm like, you either go to the gym before work, go to work, come home, or you go to work, go to the gym, and then go home. It's the only place you should go every day. That's why I just went on this rant on social media about, if you pay $500 a month for a gym membership, in my opinion, that's pretty fucking cheap. You know,
You better be there every day, though.
I spend probably I own a fucking gym. I own 2 gyms, and I still spend about $1,200 a month on like training and gyms and shit like that. Because when I feel good, then I operate so much better.
Yep.
When I get up in the morning and I go work out, or I go train jiu-jitsu, or I go for a run, I'm like, all right, I'm way more dialed in. I can figure out my shit a little bit better. I think it sets you up. When you're depressed, all this fucking mental anxiety bullshit, it's a real thing. We all deal with it. And I say it's bullshit because we all fucking have this.
Everybody.
But people who have it worse than others are the ones who aren't doing shit or trying to do something about it.
Exactly.
You could talk to a fucking therapist all day long about what you think the problem is, or you could try to go and do something about it. I'm not saying don't talk to a therapist because I got chewed out on fucking social media because I said, listen, you could talk to
You called him a
fucking
quack.
Yeah, shrink or a quack, whatever the fuck.
I have it in quotes here.
And people get so upset about that. I'm like, yeah, it's like, all right, hey, we want to work on this new project, and we talk about it. But until somebody puts the pen to fucking paper, nothing gets done.
Exactly, Right,
Until you get off your fucking ass and actually do something, there needs to be some step forward, right? Talking to somebody's great, feels good, get it off your chest. Now you actually have to go and do the thing, whatever the thing is. Like, you could say, I want to be a fucking actor, but until you start getting into classes and going on auditions, I'm just as much of a fucking actor as you are.
Fact.
You know, I'm thinking about it. It'd be nice to dream about.
Right.
But I haven't done anything to move the needle forward.
For sure.
So move the fucking needle forward. I want to feel good. Oh, I'm gonna just take all these pills. You're taking the easiest fucking most comfortable road out of a fucking bad town.
That's what it is, man. It's the comfortable route that people look for.
Yep.
And it's like, hey, if you want to get to like your peak, you know, your peak physical ability, peak mental ability, you got to get out of that comfortability stage.
You got to do shit that's uncomfortable.
Yep.
Right?
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, talking to somebody could be uncomfortable, but after a while, you're just ranting about your fucking problems. It's like these people who turn on their phone and start crying in the camera, and they're like, I'm so vulnerable. It's like, no, you ain't. You look like a fucking idiot. Everybody knows you turned the phone on and then started crying. Like,
Isn't it so crazy?
Oh,
Like,
it's
that's
so nauseating to me.
that's a big issue. You know,
People are like, I'm vulnerable. No, you're an idiot. Fucking turn the camera off. Like you're looking for sympathy.
It starts from within. You got to have this self-awareness to understand what's going on in front of you, what's going on inside of you, and make a change.
I tell people, listen, when you really hit rock bottom, you're like, all right, shit's got to change.
Yeah, like, and you'll know it.
Yeah,
Like, you'll fucking know it.
I've been there fucking 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, all right, I know what I need. And you get really good at taking care of big shit when you fuck up a lot. When shit gets bad and you understand how to, like, one of the things I always say to everybody, like people I work with and shit, I'm like, take care of the little things really well, right? You get up in the morning, go to the gym, eat well, you do those little things really well. The things that people are like, oh, it doesn't matter. But those little things start to add up real quick and they become the big things. Sure. When somebody comes to me, I have a client who's like, I want to just meet somebody and get married and blah, blah. That's a big thing. That's like a really big part of your life.
Yeah, it's huge.
I go, what little things could you take care of to get you to this point? Work backwards. All right. Would you and I'm not trying to say it to be a dickhead. I'm like, would you date you? Look in the mirror, would you date you? Okay. So what would you fucking change, right?
Yeah.
All right. Go get a fucking hair transplant if you want. Like nowadays, you can become anything you want to become. Literally. You said tomorrow I want to be a fucking zebra. There's some doctor out there who'll start painting stripes on you and shit. So I tell people all the time, I'm like, start doing those little things. All right, what can I do? Well, you can eat better, so you feel better, so you operate better. You carry yourself differently when you're confident, when you're in shape.
Yep.
Right? Everyone, and no one looks, a fat guy never walks in the room and everybody's like, oh man, he looks great, I'd love to hang out with him. It's always, there's a difference when like The Rock, what is it about The Rock? Aside from him, even if he wasn't famous, he walked in this room right now, people would be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Exactly.
6'5", jacked out of his brain.
He doesn't even have to be 6'5".
It's
Like
the demeanor, it's the charisma,
it's the way you carry
everything.
yourself, or an attractive woman. I didn't write this rule, right? This is the reality of things. People ultimately assume, and it's embedded in our DNA and in our brains that like, all right, this person's attractive. There's something about them. There's a work ethic to them. There's a discipline to them that we all are attracted to.
Of course.
No one looks at a guy who's a fucking fat shit and is like, oh, I should do what he's doing.
Yeah,
it's like, what's
absolutely.
he do? Not do anything.
Yeah. Your post about getting active and to use that in addition to therapy and make a change, that reminded me of the quote by Seneca, the Stoic philosopher from ancient Rome.
Yep.
Right after you posted that, I texted to Franco right away. I said, the body should be treated more rigorously that it may not be disobedient to the mind. And I love that quote.
It's so true.
Because for me, when I beat the shit out of my body all day, my mind is in check.
Yeah.
It's incredible how that works.
Yeah. It's so true. It sets you up for everything else. So if you set yourself up to do well, you're gonna do well. And it's so crazy to me that, and people are buying into it. 15 years ago, when I first became a trainer, you would rarely, if ever, see the amount of women that you see in a gym now, especially in front of the dumbbell stacks. And, So it's catching on, but you still have people who just have this, old school mindset that, I don't want to get too bulky. Or like they think like by mistake you're going to wake up one morning and look great.
It's my dad, dude. I was a pitcher my whole life playing baseball, and he was always like, it's like, oh, you don't want to get too big. I'm like, Dad, I'm not big. Like,
Not even
I'm not going to be big tomorrow either. Like, what do you mean?
I pray for the day I wake up and I'm jacked.
Right, dude. It would be so nice.
I've been chipping away at that motherfucker since I was 14. It has not happened. You drink that shit?
I love Frangelico. I drink it. I hate Sambuca. I hate the taste of black
too.
licorice.
My father used to love Sambuca.
So this is my espresso liqueur.
You know what I like? That's what I should have got was Nonino.
What's that?
It's digestive. It's the Italian.
It's like,
Is it
like,
the
like,
same
like,
as
like,
Sambuca?
It's like a
drink?
Fernet.
Yeah.
It's like a Fernet.
What's flavor is it?
It's like a bittery tasting, like kind of after dinner drink.
Okay.
It's like an Italian digestive.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, they probably
try
have
it.
it.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah,
Nonino?
I'm
Don't
surprised you never tried it.
I gotta get out to check it out. Yeah. But right now you got the cherry collab. That's Pink Hook Rye Dubonnet. I think that's how you say that. Lime, cherry syrup, basil leaves,
I got another Strike Me Dead. Franco's got the espresso martini with 3 beans in there.
3 beans instead of 2 beans. Love to
That
see
comes
it.
with a fucking new purse. That thing.
A cute new person,
A little handbag for the girl.
if you will. I want to start. I want to figure out, how you came up with this idea.
For Strong New York?
We talk about so many. We've talked about people talking about doing things and not doing them.
Yeah.
People talking about doing things and trying to start, but you really ran. This is what year 8 now?
8 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
8
you-
years. What happened was I was going to the Perform Better Summit, the Idea Conference, Summer Strong, FIBO, Arnold Classic, the Olympia. I'm going
Yep.
to all these fitness events. Every one of them, I got to get on a plane and go to some shithole part of the country. I hate Vegas, Columbus, Ohio, Anaheim, California, all these fucking, and I'm like, why the fuck is there nothing in New York? In New York, I'm going to the Food and Wine Festival, Comic-Con, boat show, car show, coffee show, fashion week, all this shit. I go, again, nothing about fitness. So I'm spending money going all these things. And I said, if I just created something here, there's a hole in the market for it. Let me try to do it. Fitness is thriving in New York. And this was 2015, 2016. I go, there's studios on every corner. At the time, CrossFit was huge. Pilates, Soul Cycle, Flywheel, fucking everything.
All these little
I
niches.
go, if I could get all these people in one room, we have a fitness festival. So I opened up the LLC, New York City Fitness Festival LLC. And I started in the basement of my old gym, Soul
Love
CrossFit
that.
gym. And I started bringing people in. I'm spending my own money to try to make this happen. And I've been doing it ever since. I spent last 2 Thursdays ago, I take 10 gym owners out to dinner. I took them to Tao to dinner, sat them all down, and I was like, listen, guys, how many of you guys have a beach house in the Hamptons, in Jersey? Wait, nobody. Okay, great. How many of you guys own a boat? None of you. Great. How many of you have clients who own all this shit? Okay. So
Everyone.
clearly, we're all fucking doing something wrong. We're all operating as islands of our own, right? How do we get together and start to help each other out? Because, in all honesty, financially, for my business to be successful at my location, I need 200 people. You need 2, 3, let's say 500 people. He needs 700 people. Okay. Now, what do we have? 2,000 people amongst us? There's 8 million fucking people here. On a daily basis, another 8 million dump into this city. From New York, Connecticut, Westchester, wherever. How the fuck is there a shortage of people? I go, stop fighting over the same 12 people, and we need to start to work together and start to figure out how you could buy a boat and you could have a second home and all this shit. So we need to collectively get together and work on this problem because we're not going to do it on our own. We clearly tried. Everybody sitting at this table has had a gym for 10 years, and none of us are even close to a fucking second home. I go, so what are we doing wrong? I truly believe that you cannot win. I can't go to bed at night. I can't move forward thinking that I'm the only one who could win. I can't. I don't believe it. It doesn't sit well with me. I have to make sure everybody wins. And this is how I operated when I was on TV as well. People were always like, you were such a dominant character. You had a great political game. I'm like, listen, I'm going to the end.
Fact.
I don't give a fuck who's with me. But if you're with me, we're going all the way.
And that's from the get too.
Yeah,
Like
day one.
you were super loyal with everyone that
Day
you brought
one.
on.
I'm like, I don't care if you're a guy, girl, black, white, blind, fucking cripple. Doesn't matter. You roll with me, all I need to do is trust you. That's all that matters, right? So, me, Johnny, Evan, Susie, the people I roll with, I'm like, you're with me, I got you. I got you. You don't have to worry about me, right? The worst thing you could be in a fucking Italian family is a rat fuck.
That's exactly it, man.
So I go, that's all I got. So that's what I'm doing. So that's how I'm gonna roll. And that was my political game. Was, hey, this is what I'm doing. You want me? Same thing with the event. I spent $5,000 taking all these guys out to dinner. I go, I don't want to fucking dime from anybody. I'm gonna extend the olive branch. I want everybody to buy into what I'm doing because I tell you, if I win, you're all winning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure we all fucking win because and everyone's like, I'm not trying to be some self-righteous asshole. I know that if I'm not winning, just like we were talking about before, there's somebody is looking to fucking take you down.
Always.
I go, so if I get everybody win, if I get everybody in good shape, if I get everybody feeling good, if I get everybody having a good time, right? It's always the creep in the fucking corner of the room that's plotting to kill everybody, right? It's the jerk who shoots up a fucking school or some bullshit like that. As morbid and crazy as it is, right? It's the fucking kid who's left out.
Yeah,
it's
always.
the kid who feels like he has nobody. So don't let anybody feel that way. It's always invite everybody in, get everybody to win, get everybody to have a good time. If I could do that for everybody in my industry, then we're all winning, right? And it moves the needle forward.
For sure, man.
So for me, creating the event, I was always like, if we could all come together over the past 8 years, I'm just like, you want to teach a class? Great, let's get you. And you, at the end of the day, it's like, I need people who could help me fucking, you know, get this thing off the ground, right? I need the big names and the big brands to do it. But I have small brands coming in and I go, you clearly can't afford the same as an Adidas or a Celsius or something,
Yep.
but I'll give you a small table. You want to sell a book or a fucking piece of equipment
Yep.
or a protein bar that you came up with and you're making in your mother's basement? Do it. Do it. I want to see you do well.
Exactly.
I want to be like, that guy was at my fucking event. Yeah, I remember our Expo. Our Expo bar sold for what, $600 million.
Right.
I was at the CrossFit Games in 2011. These guys are fucking
Dicing
chopping up bars that they made in their oven at home.
They're not even wearing gloves.
No, and everybody's eating the shit, and it was very like Quakery, you know, kind of Midwest shit
Yeah.
at the time. And these guys sold it for $600 million. The guys who own Rock Tape, they put fucking
Yeah,
tape on everybody
yeah.
and all this bullshit. Guys sold it for like $90 million. I like to see people win. It gives the rest of us hope. You're like, this motherfucker, I saw him do it. I saw him
Yeah,
chop
man.
this shit up. You know? Do you know that comedian Hannah Berner?
Yeah. Yep.
I met that girl who used to work at Betches. She used to work with a bunch of my clients. She used to come into my gym every once in a while, we'd work out, I train her and shit. I used to break her balls all the time. She always had a great personality, always a funny girl.
She's a character.
And I remember her being like, I want to be a comedian. I was like, well, fucking good luck. That's a tough job. Now this girl's on Seth Meyers.
Yeah,
She's on
man.
fucking
Well, her
Jimmy
her
Fallon.
and
She's got a
Paige-
Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, her and Paige DeSorbo have the Giggly Squad. That's
She's,
the
she kills
podcast.
it. It's like, I'm like, I knew her. Theo Von. Theo Von did the challenge. with me.
Challenge guy.
His last challenge, me and him were together. You know? I remember going to see him. I mean, he's too big of a big shot to fucking even return my text anymore. But I used to go see this motherfucker back in 2008, 2009. He'd perform at the comedy club on 23rd Street, Laugh Factory.
Yeah,
whatever
the Laugh
fuck-
Factory, the Grove.
Whatever it was. It was right here on 23rd and 6th Avenue, 7th Avenue. There'd be 4 people there. It was me and the 3 people I brought with me. No one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Now the guy sells out Madison Square
Yeah,
Garden.
man.
Insane.
But
So
it comes back to what you said, though. It takes a village, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just, like, Theo didn't do that on his own. Like, Shane
No.
Gillis didn't come in on his
Yeah.
own.
And these
there's
guys
a
are
whole-
all helping each other out. But that's
Exactly.
what you need. You know, like you could either buy into what I'm doing with the thing, or if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. I don't care.
Yeah, no
but
pressure.
It's like, if you want to win, let's win together, right? Because I want to watch you win. I'm never going to deny somebody. I never want to be there's a guy who I'm fucking, this is the first time I'm ever suing somebody. This fucking guy owes me like 15 grand. I literally texted him the other night. I go, dude, before I file this paperwork, please just send me something. Respond back. Just tell me you'll give me something.
Just answer your phone.
Answer the fucking phone, please, so I don't have to fucking do this, because it's a waste of your money, my money, because you're not only gonna pay, he breached the contract that we had. I go, you're not only gonna pay me, you're gonna pay a fucking lawyer. Save yourself some money. Don't be a fucking dick. I know you don't have the cash. Send me something as a sign of good faith, and let's move on. No, the guy's a jerk. So it's like, all right, well, what the fuck? I can't let you just run off with the money.
Of course.
So it's stupid. It's crazy. But I'm like, no one else would fucking do that. I don't know anybody who'd be like, all right, here's your 15 times. I've been arguing with this guy over 15 grand for a fucking year now.
Yeah.
For a year, I'm going back and forth on text with this jerk off. I go, you're a fucking scammer. I don't know how you sleep at night. If I owed somebody 15 fucking grand, I don't care what I had. I'd be like, let me pay you $10 a month, $50 a month,
Something.
$100, something.
Yeah.
Just to not look like a complete scumbag.
Exactly.
You know?
My skin would be crawling if I owed that money.
Me too.
Like,
me too.
Everyone says, oh, like that's business. That's not fucking business, bro.
Well,
In
no.
what
No,
world
that's
is
not
that
business. That's
business,
bad
bro?
business. That's
Yeah.
bad business.
I've had my gym for 2 years. there's, thank God, knock on wood, I've had 2 gyms before this, shit partners, buried in debt in both of them, fucked up. My gym now is 2 years old. Everything in my fucking gym, and she can tell you this, everything in my fucking gym is paid off. Everything. I don't know a fucking dollar to anybody. Now I'm bringing up a whole other bill for the new gym, but my plan, and I have it mapped out, is to pay all this shit off within 2 years. Because I don't want to owe anybody money.
For sure, man.
You know? It's like, why? But people are like, oh, it's good debt, it's good. I don't want the fucking debt. I owe you money, I'm going to pay you off.
Exactly.
You know?
Speaking of some of the conversations we had earlier, they say debt changes a man.
Yeah.
It changes how you act, your
Yes,
personality.
1,000%. When that's weighing over your head, listen. You watch Game of Thrones?
I do not.
I don't watch a lot of TV, but Game of Thrones has to be the best fucking show on television ever made. Aside from Sopranos.
It's 1 or 2.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's not a Sopranos.
I'm not a Sopranos guy.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm from Jersey. I had no choice. It was a Sunday night ritual for us. But in Game of Thrones, right, the Lannisters, right? The Lannister always pays
a debt.
It's written into a story like that to prove a point that, like, there's something about somebody who pays their debt.
That has that image to him.
Yes.
Yep.
That you're like,
that golden blonde hair.
exactly. Like you're like, oh shit, okay. There's something prestigious about it.
I can trust this guy. I can work
Yes.
with this
Yeah.
guy.
It's like, all right.
But I mean, that's how it should. You know, it's
People are okay with being pieces of shit.
Yeah, sadly. Before I want to turn the page for a second before Franco hits us with a few finishing questions. College football, opening weekend's coming up. One game, I just want to get the picks on that. I'll start with Franco. Georgia Tech versus FSU. Who do you think comes out on top?
we're at a Georgia bar right now, so we're gonna take
Georgia, not Georgia Tech.
So we're gonna take Florida State all day, baby.
Florida State.
Florida State all day.
I don't fucking watch any sports except UFC. I can tell you who the most minuscule fucking jiu-jitsu practitioner is, but I don't fucking watch any football.
I thought you were big, like whoever's got the best linebacker. That's who's coming out on
Yeah,
top.
well, you know, I do believe in that. I've worked with enough athletes and shit over the years, and it's like those guys are wired a little different than everybody. If you're a middle linebacker, you're a sick fuck. But I do enjoy, like, I love Hard Knocks. I think it's a great show. I love the quarterback show. I like the wide receiver show, receivers, whatever the fuck it was called. Those are like, I really like to dive into the personalities and the skill set. And people think like, oh, you're in the NFL. It's like, for most guys I know who worked in the NFL, it's kind of a shit job. It's a business like anything else. Very cutthroat. As soon as you're not worth your own fucking salt, they get rid of it. It's not like
The money's not guaranteed.
Yeah, we'll give you a fucking week off, hang out. It's like, no, fuck this guy, get him out of here. Don't pay him.
Like, bring up
It's
the
like,
next
oh,
guy.
shit.
Well, you see that even bigger.
And it's like a 22-year-old kid. You know? It's
Well,
fucked up.
you see that it's huge now with the running backs.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see a running back show bad.
Yeah,
We had the
that'll be
quarterback.
good.
We had
Well,
the
that's
wide
why I said,
receiver.
I was like, I want to go through the positions and see how.
They have such a short shelf life.
Oh,
for
man.
sure,
It's,
for sure.
You get injured once and it's like contract out.
And
It's like Justin
who's-
Jefferson.
Who
Like,
the fuck's hitting you? It's either one of the defensive linemen or these middle linebackers
moose.
coming through the middle and going to take your fucking head off. Because they can't hit the quarterback like they hit the running
Not
back.
anymore.
Not anymore.
No. So they're going to hit that running back.
Yep.
Like, I mean, half these, if it was like LT back in the day,
Dude.
right? Like, you ever watch old, if you YouTube some of his videos of like him
disgusting.
coming through the middle, he was a sick fuck.
was a train.
Yeah.
Wow.
He fucking hopped up on cocaine.
that's that thing, right? That's a moose right there coming out.
That's a bison.
Whatever, dude.
But the last time Georgia Tech won an opening weekend was an election year, 2020.
Oh, shit.
It's an election year, 2024. Who'd they beat in that election year? Florida State. Georgia Tech coming out on top. That's my take on that.
Wow.
You like that?
He was waiting for that election.
That's my homework.
Yeah, throw
all
that-
right?
get that
Franco
shit out of
loves
here.
when I do my homework. What do you got, Frank?
No, I want to just, we haven't really talked about the challenge too much. I don't want to dive too crazy into that. We do have season 40 coming. It actually starts tomorrow. So
didn't know.
so you don't even, so you don't,
I
watch so much.
know Johnny was in town last week, and then he's going to be in town. I think he comes into town in the next like 2 days or something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you still in touch with like?
Yeah, I still talk to a bunch of those guys, like
Yeah.
Mark Long, Derek. Like me and Derek, every once in a while, I won't talk to Derek for like 6 months, and then we'll get on the phone and we'll talk for like 2 hours.
Like nothing's changed.
Yeah, I was driving out to Wyoming. I flew into Salt Lake City. I drove to Wyoming for this event that I had to do. And me and Derek were on the phone for like 2 hours.
I love that.
And it's like just catching up and stuff. I love him. Mark, I was talked to 3-4 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago. Johnny, I'm with all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we do a ton of shit together. Me and Evan are, I like
Evan's
every venture, every business venture I've been on, Evan's been right there with me.
I love to hear that,
Yeah.
man. Because
So,
you guys, like when we were growing up
Yeah.
watching, you know, we were watching the show and stuff.
Yeah, he's my boy.
It was always Kenny and Evan, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and then Johnny came onto the scene. It's
Yeah.
like, I love when they, like, you guys had the rapport, which was cool. I know you guys aren't a fan of Wes, and like, for me, I couldn't like Wes because they didn't like Wes.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like,
mean, I'm like that with everything. If she tells me like, oh, and they like this motherfucker, I'm like, I can't even wrap my head around liking the person. Yeah, I'm like, all right, even if I like the guy, he could be sweet as sugar to me. I'm like, yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah. That's just the way I am. But no, I mean, that's how we rolled. That's how we were on
man.
the show. There were guys we just got along with. Everybody, it's so. I always say, I got a degree in sociology on that show. You understand how people act in a small environment.
Yep.
You know,
In
the
a
same
game- in a
people-
game environment,
and
too.
the same people will make the same moves inside and outside life. It's just, you know, and I'm so glad I'm far removed from it because it's such a. Everybody's so hungry for attention, and they'll
Yeah, man.
fucking do the scummiest shit to stay alive.
especially now.
Yeah, for sure. It's like I'm so glad I'm removed from that shit. It's like.
Like when you guys first started, like Instagram wasn't even a thing. Like none of that.
No,
You know.
on a daily basis, I go into my gym and I'm helping people succeed, and I want to help my employees do better, and I want to help my clients do better. And I just don't like that animosity. It fucking makes me uncomfortable.
I hear you.
You know?
so no thoughts on ever going back and ever
Dude, I'm
giving.
fucking 41. I'm
I
afraid I'm gonna
mean,
fall
I
apart.
feel like you can still do it, man. They have all the 4 different generations that are there now.
How are the old guys doing? I don't know.
You do a lot better than them, man.
Yeah.
It's like
I was with CT a couple months ago at Johnny's gym opening down in Florida. I was like, dude, you really fucking let yourself go.
CT's a
But some guys look great. I mean, I was with Landon a couple months ago. He looks fucking great.
good.
He's always he's a beast.
Landon was always a
Yeah.
moose. Like,
But like
walking around.
when I was talking to Derek, he's like, "Oh, my knee, my back." I'm like, "You sound like a fucking broken toy." Dude.
It sounds like Derek's running the podcast for the challenge.
Yeah, he's behind the camera for sure. Yeah.
So I mean, so you wouldn't want to go back if the opportunity presented itself?
I don't know. I mean, I just got asked to do some fucking old people dating show. It's like professional women like 35 to 45 who are looking to settle down and meet another professional guy, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking.
Just give him my number. We'll do it.
I mean, I'd love a guy like
Well,
that.
first you gotta get us in the gym and then get us on the show.
You know, but like, I mean, all these shows, it's like such fucking. Yeah, it's not like it was, right? And
Yeah.
even then, it was bullshit. It was made up. You know, real life is a lot harder than reality TV.
100%.
Frank was like, wait, it's made up?
He always rips on me. He's like,
Well,
you
that's
know,
what I mean. Listen, and this is the final comment I'll make about politics: is everybody who gets so worked up about politics, if you're on the left, right, or moderate, whatever it is, to me, it's like I just laugh because it's like watching WWE. They all know what the outcome is going to be, and here
dude.
we are, like in the stands,
Up and
throwing
on.
chairs and fucking waving flags and shit. And it's like the people behind the curtain are fucking laughing at all of us because no matter what the fuck we do, they're still going to play the game they're playing.
100%, man.
And they know the outcome, and we're all like, "Oh, what's going to happen next?" It's like, what do you fucking think is going to happen? They win, we all lose. Surprise, fucking surprise.
every fucking time.
Frank would have called me a conspiracy theorist if I said that.
no, I'm on that. I'm on that. I'm not a very political
There's
person. Like,
for
higher
sure,
power.
a fucking boys club that and it's black boys, white boys, girls. Guy, it doesn't matter if you're in that upper echelon of the 1% of the 1%.
Yep.
They are fucking ruling everything. Did you see that fat Indian guy who got married? What
what was it?
Just recently, the guy had a $160 million wedding. You know who's there? Jeff Bezos, Obama, John Cena, fucking what's his name? Fucking Elon Musk, right? All these people are there.
Yeah.
And what are they giving them as gifts? Ferraris, Lamborghinis, 1.8 million for this, 2.2 million for. And I'm like, whoa, What the fuck is going on? Why are they all at this fucking fat guy's wedding?
It's a big
Giving
money
him-
laundering factory.
Yeah, giving him $2-3 million gifts and shit. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Why don't you give that to something
Yes.
someone can use it?
Right?
Like,
How many veterans can you
All
feed?
these same fucks are like, you should donate to this charity. Why don't you? Why are you giving this guy who's worth? He had a $160 million wedding. What the fuck does he need your $2 million for?
You're preaching to the choir here,
Right?
man.
It's insane to me. These are the same people like, make a donation. You make $65,000 a year, donate 10 grand to this fucking guy. You're like, what? Why? Why don't you? What the fuck are you doing?
Like, if you want to raise awareness for it, like, cool, but don't ask for my money. Don't ask for my hard-earned dollar.
Like we had friends who had bar mitzvahs growing up that say no gifts, give to this charity.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're giving gifts to this guy that has a $160 million wedding.
Dude, you got to look it up. It's insane. These people are giving this guy like fucking one-of-a-kind Bentleys that's like trimmed in gold.
They just gonna put in like a 64-car garage and forget about.
Yeah.
Insane.
Fucking guy. They should have all given him gym equipment because if you saw what this guy looked like, dude.
I'm on the topic of current events now. Did you see? I mean, the Olympics just ended.
Yeah.
Finally. I feel like I love the Olympics and like can't stand the Olympics. Like at the same time,
Yes,
it's like
I'm the same way.
the Olympics are cool.
It's like, all right, I got it. All
yeah,
right.
like everyone loves each other for 2 weeks and then they go back to fucking fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, did you see the Rachel Gunn, the breakdancer from Australia?
Oh,
Bro,
the fuck was that? I could have done a better job. I'm the worst dancer in the world.
that's what I'm screaming.
It's not in the next Olympics. It's
Yeah,
out.
it shouldn't be.
Like, well, her
It should be in the Special Olympics.
she effectively she effectively took breakdancing out of the Olympics. Like that's what you bring back to Australia. Apparently the Australians greeted her with like open arms. Like imagine she came back to New York, they'd be like fucking ting ting.
Well, they don't have guns there. Can't shoot her.
You're very right.
They should have a kangaroo kick her in the chest or something.
Before we move forward, tell everyone where they can find you.
At Strong New York, go and get your tickets today. Every ticket sold, we just announced this today, every ticket sold, $10 of that ticket will go to a Release Foundation, which is my buddy Zach Clark's foundation, where they help people with addiction get the treatment they need. And people are always like, what are the parallels between this? It's like, just like we talked about before, fitness and a good regimen can help anybody clean up their act.
For sure.
So $10 every ticket will go to that, and we'll also have some stuff at the event. And if you can't afford a ticket to Strong New York, we also have multiple free workouts going on the morning of Strong New York. So I never want to deny anybody the ability to work out. So we're going to do a 500-person run down the West Side Highway. We're going to do some boot camps outside. We'll have some free food and coffee there. But we're looking to have about 5,000 people at the Glass House on October 5th.
Awesome.
So if you guys are around, I'd love to have you guys.
Absolutely. I'd love to see Franco run.
You don't have to run. You could come. And everybody's like, what should I do there? I'm like, you could do something or you could do nothing. It doesn't matter. Like, we'll have kids classes, dance, jiu-jitsu, boxing, HIIT, lifting classes, everything.
We're
We
in.
have a full competition. It's
Done.
everything.
Gotta get back on the mat.
Healthy food, everything. So
Awesome.
We didn't really touch on it so much. So you're opening another gym too?
I'm opening a new gym
That's
in
in,
Caldwell, New Jersey.
Caldwell, New Jersey.
September 1st, God willing, if the fucking construction goes the right way. September 1st, Caldwell String Club.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of, we're doing a lot with the kids classes and stuff. I got a lot of family out there who have kids. So the afternoons will be based around the kids. Mornings will be based around adults. But yeah. I'm trying to fucking do all the things.
It's nice to be able to
rolling.
integrate all that together.
Yeah.
Make it like a fan. Like your mom's gotta bring the kid. You got daycare here. The kid can work out.
that's
We
what
can
it
work
is.
out. You know.
That's what it's all about. Yeah.
I got just a couple more for you before we head out of here.
Shoot.
Your favorite quote,
Take care of the little things and the big things take care of themselves.
just like that. I love it. I need to know your Mount Rushmore of challenge contestants, other than yourself.
Oh, shit.
So your top four. We could do just guys if you want.
No. Johnny, for sure.
Yep.
He's the GOAT. I say that all the time. People ask me who the best is. I'm like, man, it's pretty fucking black and white. Who's the best quarterback? The guy with the most rings. Obviously.
Johnny's been doing it forever, man.
Yeah, but he's good at it.
No, he's good. He is.
Dude, he's meant for the show. The guy's great at it. Johnny, for sure. God, I'm trying to think of who else. I guess Coral, she was such a staple name. I mean, she doesn't do it anymore.
Yep.
But she was always the name you heard of all the time. People always asked about her. I'd put CT up there because he's again, another person that he's spanned a couple different generations and still is relevant. I couldn't fucking tell you the name of one new person. And then, I guess TJ. You got to put TJ up there because he's the only guy who's been on fucking every one. Yeah, he hasn't missed a fucking show in 20 years. So yeah, even after he got fucking hurt, he still made it to the show.
Well, I remember that season when he came back.
Were you
there? Were you
I was there.
None of you guys knew that he was coming, right?
Yeah. No, we weren't sure if he was coming back or not. He was fucked up. He was in a coma for like 8 weeks.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So he's a crazy. Mario doesn't really watch so much, but he's a crazy biker, like on the stunt bike, right?
He like set the standard for like BMX and for sure.
Yeah, and then didn't like Bob Burnquist one year? Wasn't it Bob Burnquist was like the? He was like the host. It was I think it was like for like the Duel or something like that. One of them. Maybe like when TJ.
No, I was on. I think I was on both teams. I was on the first Duel. Yeah, I don't think the second.
I'm trying to think like who else I would put, like Evelyn like was up there for me. Just for like the girls list.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like she was great. She's a good competitor, but like, I mean, she kind of fell off, right? Like she was like a flash in pan. I guess maybe Emily or somebody like that. Emily's fucking
Emily's
great.
Great.
She's a great competitor. Not much of a politician. Like when I think of like the best people, you have to be like, all right, somebody who's a main character, somebody who's obviously entertaining enough to be on television, somebody who's great at political game because it is a huge portion of it, and then you're a good competitor. I think those would be the 3 criteria that I would put together if I was like, all right, you're going to go up there for these 3 reasons.
Agreed. Yeah. Emily's one of my favorites too, man. This season 4 is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Last question. We ask everybody this. One person that you can sit down to dinner with and ask any question to, dead or alive. They got to answer. Who would it be?
Dead or alive? Fuck. I always say alive. I would say Arnold because I just fucking love him and he's just got a different mindset. And I think if you ask me who lived the American dream to the fullest, I'd say he was one of them for sure.
Wow.
In the last 100 years, right? You say his first name and everybody knows who you're talking about.
He doesn't even need his last name.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
Wow. That's a good point.
Right? And he conquered every. Yeah, you could say they're bullshit and whatever, but
fitness, acting, politics.
Yeah,
it's
like
insane.
he was. Yeah, and he's beloved by everyone.
Yeah. And the mindset too.
Yeah,
his quotes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm a big Arnold guy. Dead or alive? Fuck. I mean, I'd have to go fucking Jesus if I'm. You know?
That's almost popular. Dead.
Yeah, I'd be like, how'd you walk on the water?
Like, can you show me?
Yeah. What was really going on? You know, it's like. I'm Catholic, but I'm not like a Bible thumper by any means. I'm not like going to church all the time. But, you know, I think if there was a guy that everybody agreed lived 2,000 years ago and he did some shit that everybody agrees on, he was pretty impressive. You know, it doesn't matter what fucking religion you come to. Jews acknowledge that he was somebody, and then the Catholics obviously worshipped him, and even Muslims are like, he was a prophet.
Yeah, I know Jesus.
He's in the mix. Yeah. So you're like, all right, what the fuck was this guy's story? And to be that impactful and for the story to carry over for 2,000 years. I say all the time, when an idea doesn't work in human society, it gets debunked and it falls to the wayside. But I'm a big acupuncture guy. Acupuncture's been around for thousands of years.
Yeah.
If it was bullshit, the Chinese would not still be practicing it for this long, right? So somebody be like, it's fucking bullshit, doesn't work, right? We debunk everything.
And archaeologists finding like different sites from the Bible too is fascinating.
Yeah, I think there's something to it. I mean, I guess Jesus would be the guy.
Absolutely. The first person to give an answer was our boy Squints, Chauncey Leopardi from The Sandlot.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen Sandlot.
Yeah, of course.
We're gonna actually be with him next week. It's funny you brought up Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome. Dude.
Boys, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Kenny Santucci, everybody. We're The Oven Podcast. Follow us on all socials. Keep sharing the show and spank that subscribe button. And don't forget, there's always an open seat for you at The Oven.
Yes, sir.
Keep it cooking in the oven.